Don't say the name. I'll make it clear.
Okay.
Recorded.
You just want to say the name. No, look, it's very simple. It bothers me. So I came up through the agency world for the most part. And one of the things that always bothered me, and one of the things that used to get me in a lot of trouble, is a lot of those companies, and because they have to be, because they're at a certain size and they have a certain burn rate, have to take the money where they can get it.
Yeah.
So if a client comes in and says, "We want you to build this thing for us.
Yeah.
We want you to accomplish this task."
Yeah.
Let's just say build us this app or build us this website.
Yeah.
And the agency goes back, and all the people, they scramble, and they do their roles, and they build this website. And they put it in front of the client, and the client goes, "No, that's not what I wanted. Make it blue, or make it exactly different like you did." Well, it's in the agency's interest to go, "Yeah, okay, no problem.
Sure.
Let's do it. We'll do that." That never made any sense to me. Why would I come to you and say, here's a whole shit ton of money.
Yeah.
Use your expertise to build us something. And when you build it to the best of your abilities, go, "No, it's not. It's not. I want you to do something completely different." And especially in the cases where, and I know lots of people don't like to say this, but especially in the cases where the client's wrong. Right? And clients are often wrong. It's part of the deal. They're not always wrong, but they're often wrong. And they know, any client I've ever had has generally known their business significantly better than I ever will.
Absolutely.
And I've understood technology and design probably better than they ever will. And the magic happens when we meet in the middle.
Yeah. "So
when the client comes in and says, do this wrong, you have to say yes. Well, I hate that.
Yeah.
And the flip side to that, the inverse to that now, is when somebody takes money for doing something and doesn't give any value back. So I come to you and say, "Build me a website," you build me the worst fucking website of all time, the worst app of all time.
And the client figures that must be the best.
And the client figures out that it's crappy and says, "Well, you gave me this shitty thing." And you go, "Well, I don't care. I have your money.
Yeah.
You asked me to build a thing, I built the thing."
Yeah.
In this app space that we're in, it's my one sort of negative so far.
Yeah.
It feels like there is too much of that happening right now.
So too much crap being produced.
Too much of, and it's funny, I've done this long enough that you see it with every new piece of tech that comes along, every new service that happens.
Yeah.
You have the folks that swoop in at the beginning and go, "I'm the expert here. I'm the expert here. You should pay me." And they're not experts in anything. They might know how to use the tools. They might speak some of the lingo. They might even be able to produce what it is that you want or what you've asked for in the loosest sense. But they're not truly the experts, and they're not truly providing value. Right now, apps are in that realm.
So there are successful companies that do this.
Absolutely.
And continue to do this.
100%.
And you would think that it would not be in their best interests to do it in the name of self-preservation. So is it that the client really doesn't know that there's others out there, or they figure that this must be the landscape, this is how things are done here?
Yeah, I think it's part of it. What's the quote? In the absence of water, they'll drink the sand. It's people that have that sort of first mover advantage, that can get to a certain size, that appear to be at the top of the heap, can pull wool over eyes for years.
Yeah.
And not to say that they're stupid. They're clearly not. They're clearly really savvy. And not to say that there's not real talent there. But if an organization isn't predicated on doing the best possible work in the best possible way, and making their clients as successful as possible, then they're thieves, in my eyes. They're taking money for something they shouldn't. When interns do the work, when your projects are based on a say a 6-week production schedule, and at the end of 6 weeks you get whatever you get. Yeah. That's not doing the client any favors. That's not making your client more successful. And so there are companies in all spaces, but especially I think right now in apps that do that.
Yeah. And so do you feel that it's one of the things that you want to accomplish at Endloop is to educate the space that, if a client wants something done, your job, a client might want it in a specific time frame, but your job is to do the absolute best at it, given the resources that you're given.
Absolutely.
Rather than try to shortcut the system.
I will not run the business into the ground to make things perfect. But we will always put that extra effort in. We will always cut into our margins to some degree if we think it can make our clients more successful with their customers. Always. I'm actually going to try and write something about this because it's swirling in my head, but I see this job as this CEO lowercase CEO.
Lowercase CEO.
Lowercase CEO. As 3 parts. It's a cheerleader internally, it's a salesman externally, and it's an educator kind of all around. And if I spent all my days sitting with our clients and explaining to them what these technologies can do, not even selling, not even saying you should pay us, but just sitting around saying, look, here's what you can do, here's some opportunities for your clients, you know, especially when we go to agencies, and inform them of what's possible so that they can go out and make themselves more money and make their clients more successful, get their clients more customers. That'd be a fantastic job. If I get paid to do that, I would do that every single day. It's not the worst way to go about it. The clients that I've had in the past, in my previous life, you know, I don't really pitch work. We're going to pitch work at Endloop. I don't really pitch work. We don't respond to RFPs and things of that nature. All of the work that I get has come through word of mouth and through referrals. And I think that, and I would hope that the legacy I've had in that past life is that most of the people, not everybody, but most of the people I've worked for know that everything that we did for a reason, and that reason was to make them a little bit better. Not that we're the be-all, end-all, not that we know everything, but it's to make them better. And yeah, I don't know that a lot of people buy into that. These guys, the office that we're in right now, they do that. They buy into that very much. They make stuff that is fan-fucking-tastic. Everybody in this city? No, it's absolutely not the case. And in our app space, I think that's definitely, there's some different business models. You know, I don't think Polar, as an example, really, I don't know that, and I wouldn't say that they don't care about making their clients successful. Obviously they do, but their model is, we're going to make these cookie cutter things, and you're going to get it, and it's going to do the exact same thing, and away you go. And that's great, and it's more affordable than what we do. You know, they're making 350 apps for Nokia right now.
Yeah.
We couldn't make 350 apps in 5 years.
Yeah.
And it would cost an extraordinary amount of money. And they are probably paying a lot of money, but it's not the same model. But some of the other folks, I think they should know better. And I think we're at the point now where, you know, when I first started doing work online, you know, people didn't have a clue. I could walk into a room and say, you're going to pay us $50,000 to do this thing, and they'd think we were making magic happen in the back. Right? As much as, you know, I go to client meetings now, and no, I don't know how to code an app. I don't know how to build an app for an iPhone. Yeah. But they sort of know what apps can do. They have an idea of the space. They see what other clients and other customers are doing. And I think it's going to happen more and more, especially also as our generation starts to take over the leadership roles in these companies. It'll happen more and more where, people are going to get called out, and people that aren't really driving value are going to get recognized.
Companies and people know what they want. They've got, you know, they've experienced apps on their tablets, on their iPhones and such.
Absolutely.
And they're going to say, you know what, this is not what I wanted. Let's fix this. Let's make this better. Or we're going elsewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
You know, if people want to do it really quickly and come to Endloop, I'm okay with that. Absolutely. But I'd rather at the end of the day that you know, just the best work is getting done.
Yeah.
It's not even that it's that hard. It just takes effort.
Yeah. Rising tide raises all ships.
There you go.
So it's in the best interest of everyone if everyone does quality work.
Absolutely.
You know, rather than people say, you know what, Toronto doesn't produce good stuff. It's better people say Toronto produces good stuff. It helps everyone out. Yeah,
absolutely. And right now, you know, we're riding high on that wave.
Yeah.
You know, there are folks here that are doing, those Chet Cooper guys do like world-leading interface and design work. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd rather we keep on that path and keep folks thinking this place is the place to go. Yeah. It will absolutely benefit all of us if clients from outside of Toronto, clients from the U.S., clients from Europe come here asking for us, asking for the work that gets done from here. I have no problem with that.
Cool.
So we can cut through a little bit of the crap. I'm okay with that.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Extras.
Ramblings.
Was that live?
Yep.
Oh, lovely.
You bastards.
It's still live now.